Okay, here's two questions that deal with quadratic functions and applications of those. So they say a baseball is projected upward, so it's thrown upward, comes back down. And initial velocity of whatever, height, function. Okay, so here's how I can figure out what its height is at any given time. Okay, so time would be my x, and my height would be my y. Okay, so if I was looking at an ordered pair, we're graphing this right there at that point at the maximum or the vertex, the time would be t and the height would be h. Okay, so they say what's the maximum height reached by the ball? So this maximum height is going to happen at the vertex, right? So all I have to do is figure out the vertex of that quadratic function. To do that, I can complete the square or I can use the formula. To get the x-coordinate of the vertex, I go minus b over 2a. So minus something over 2 times something. B is 128. Whoops, 128. That's that number. And A is a negative 16. So the two negatives cancel. So I have 128 over 32. Okay. Maybe I'll just do that on decimals quick. One 28 divide 32. 4. Guess I should have known that. Comes out to 4. Okay, so that means at that height there, the time that it takes to get to the maximum height is 4 seconds. Now to figure out the y value of that coordinate, figure out what the value of the function is when you plug a 4 in. So up here, I'm going to plug in a 4 everywhere I see a t. So 16 times 4 squared plus 128. Gee, I can't write 128 today. 128 times 4. Okay, so decimals again. So minus 16 bracket 4 bracket squared plus 128 bracket 4 bracket 256. Okay, 256. So the height, the height that thing get to is 256. And this is the work on a test. This is the work that I would like to see for your 5 out of 5. To confirm that, it'd be a good idea to plug your function in decimals and graph it and see what it says. So I'm going to use minus 16. Uh-oh. Just a sec here. I'm going to move this up a bit. Okay. Minus 16 t, or we'll call it x squared, plus 128 x. There we go. So I've got a parabola here. Let me shrink things a bit. Okay, right there. And the vertex up there is 4 and 26. Exactly what we thought. Okay, so this confirms what we did mathematically. The next question, same thing. So you'd figure out the x-coordinate of the vertex, so it's minus b over 2a, where minus b would be a negative 0.4 over 2 times a is 0.1. So figure out what that is, and then plug that in everywhere you see an x. So 0.1 times whatever that number is, squared, minus 0.4 times whatever that number is, plus 5.374. Now, one of the issues we have with this one is that they say 100 bicycles. So whatever number you come up with here, say it's 6, for example, that would mean it's 600 bicycles. And then what are we doing? Average cost to build the bike is also in hundreds of dollars. So if this comes out to, I don't know, 0.8, something like that, you'd have to multiply that by 100 to figure out what the cost per bike would be. Okay? So I won't do it, but hopefully you have the idea. If you have questions, though, ask me.